This is Gerald Vaughn here with Timberline Inspections, performing a sewer scope for 940 and 942 Southwest Bridge Street, Grants Pass, Oregon. We've got the line fed out as far as I'm able to get it to go. I went ahead. Typically I like to get all the way out to the main, but unfortunately it's quite a distance to it, so I can't get my line to actually go any further. I'm about 150 feet out right now. My counter stopped at about 100 feet for some reason, so I reset it, and I'll see what kind of distance I get when I bring it back in. I did go and use the locator to find out exactly how far we did make it, and I'm right about halfway through the sidewalk, so very close to where the main will be. So I'm pretty confident with where we're at, that we don't have any problems. If we did have any kind of problems, we probably would have seen some sort of evidence at this point. So the portion of the pipe we're in right now is concrete piping, which part of the pipe is, you'll see it as we go back through, you're going to see we end up going into some PVC pipe, which is actually, sewer grade is green. So you'll see a green pipe, and that is the PVC pipe. And then when we get towards the end, you're going to see it actually goes to a black ABS piping. So pretty standard, to see at least those two combinations, and not uncommon, our homes are a little bit older, to also see some concrete piping in there too. The concrete's probably original. The PVC and the ABS have most likely been updated at some point. Probably not the original piping. But up to this point, I haven't seen any kind of issues at all. Bringing the line back in right now. Everything looks pretty good. At about 50 feet out, I did see a little bit of a dip where there was some water that was pulling up, but not enough to really justify saying that there's a problem and that it needs to be repaired, because they need to be digging up pipes, things like that, to actually fix that. Not necessary with what I saw going on there, and you'll see that as I'm pulling this back through here. So, as I stated before, you can see the green piping. That is sewer grade PVC pipe. The stuff that appears red, it's actually not red, it's just the way it looks with the lighting. It's actually kind of grayish brown. It's actually mostly going to be food debris that's come down through the sink. So pretty typical buildup, nothing excessive. Very normal to see that. Right here you can see a joint. It looks like everything is all sealed properly. Don't see any kind of intrusions, anything of that nature. There's a little bit more buildup than what you typically see, but that's going to be because of the fact that you have two homes running off of this one line, but not enough buildup to be causing any kind of problems. A joint there, but again, everything looks to be proper, well sealed. I think that here before too long we'll probably run into that area where I said that there was a little bit of water standing in the pipe, but again, not an excessive amount. It is a little bit, it's noticeable, but not enough to justify digging up sewer lines to repair it. So right here, so here we are. So it says 98 feet, but that's because we're pulling back, so it's actually about 50 Right, it was in between about 50 to 60 feet is when I was seeing this originally. So we were about 150 to 160 feet out before, but you can definitely see that there is some standing water in here. But it's over a short portion of the pipe. So, like I said, I'm not too concerned about that. No reason for you to be either. So for whatever reason, my counter keeps stopping at 100 feet. Although this is a 200-foot reel, and I even checked my settings, set to 200 feet, but I keep stopping at 100. But based on when I saw that water originally and knowing where I was at there, I would say that I was out about 100 to 150 to 160 feet through this line. So we do have a fair amount of buildup there, but not enough to be too alarmed about. So right here we're back to right here's where it switches. Actually, no, we are still in the PVC there. I thought that was where it switched to the black ABS here. Okay, so now we're in the black ABS, and we're just about out. I think there was only about 11 feet of the black ABS before it went to the PVC pipe. And here we are. We're back out. So it just shows you that we are at the property. This right here is the clean out that we went through to get to that point. So as stated, a little bit of build up here and there, but that's just because you got 2 units that are running off of one drain. So nothing major. You do have that one dip in the pipe, between about 50 to 60 feet out. But again, not a large enough amount to be too concerned about it to really justify digging anything up. Other than that, everything else throughout the whole line looks good, looks to be in good order. No repairs recommended on this line at this time.